Welcome everybody to Detective Grimoire, a point-and-click adventure flash game that I played a couple years back and kind of forget the solution to, so hopefully this will be a new discovery for me. New investigation where I don't know the answers, blah blah blah. Alright, let's just play. Coils & Co. Fairground. Late last night. Got a fresh cup of coffee with me to sharpen my investigatory instinct. And a pad and paper in case I need to take notes. PD File 054. Victim, Hugh Everton. Crime, murder. At 10:28 last night, a body was found at the local fairground that operates just outside of town. The cleaner, one Jerry Spears, discovered the dead body of his former colleague inside the Hall of Mirrors. All the evidence points towards murder. The clown, Charles Ringer, who works at the very same fairground, is the main suspect. He seems to have some less than favorable links with the victim. If this grim case remains unsolved, the fairground manager, Mr. Gary Coles, has stated he will have to permanently shut down operations. Private Detective Grimoire has been called in to clear things up. We've got one evening to find the truth about what happened last night. If Grimoire can't solve the mystery, no one can. I'm not going to repeat myself again, Grimoire. You know, with a surname like that, you're basically just asking to be a protagonist. Alright. You're listening this time, right? Something pretty nasty happened here last night. I'd say everyone in that fairground is a suspect, and you only got this one evening to do your thing. My thing? Don't tell me you're getting nervous now. The other guys tell me you're the best at this. You're not gonna let me down, are you? It's your job to talk to the suspects and explore the fairground for clues. You'll obviously need to take a look at the crime scene. But don't overlook any details, understand? Right. I think I understand. I have a bad feeling about this place. I can't shake it. Everyone is a suspect. It's your job to find out who has a credible alibi and who is lying to you. Should be able to work out who the murderer is by proving everyone else innocent. If you're confused about what to do, don't hesitate to ask me. Alternatively, the tutorial information is available from your notes page, where you can also save your game. Okay? What's with the mustache? That's neither here nor there. Tell me about it. That thing is here, there, everywhere. Alright, let's just go to the fairgrounds. Someone there. Wait, what? Hi! What on earth? Where are your parents? This is the scene of a crime. I know. That's why I'm gonna help you out, detective. Why did you say it like that? I'm a real detective. In that case, where's your hat? If I had a nickel. Detectives don't have to wear hats anymore. Plus, it messes up my hair. Your hair's pretty messy already, dude. I mean, unless you deliberately keep it like that. Could maybe go with a shave, though. You would look 5 years younger. I believe you. Anyway, hat or not, you're still gonna need this. Map of the fairground? Hey, thanks. See you later. I have no idea who that was, but I'm pretty sure she's not the murderer. I sure hope not, anyways. You think you can just give me a map? Anything I should notice? The curb park. Okay. Someone here, too. Gotta get this investigation underway. Hey, you over there. Who on earth are you? I'm Detective Grimoire. I'm here to solve the mystery of last night's murder. Right, I see it now. The trench coat and everything. Aren't you supposed to wear a hat, too? That's beside the point. Hugh Everton was murdered last night, and you, Charles Ringer, you're a suspect. The main suspect, in fact. Oh, because I'm a clown? Who made that wonderful leap of logic? Look, I know Hugh and I never got along, but I can tell you one thing. I'm not capable of murder or anything close. Look at me. Is this the face of a killer? Maybe? I mean, he's not a friendly guy, but just with a bare minimum of psychological profiling, I can't say he's for sure a killer. I'm going to have to get a little more information out of him, I think. The important thing we need to do is get some evidence. Something that places him at the scene of the crime. As well as a motive. Right. If you're not the killer, what were you doing last night? I was here, of course. You know, being a clown and all that. I left quite late last night, actually. I had a few holdups in the evening, but I didn't see anything suspicious. What was the last thing you saw before you left? Let's see. On my way out, I walked past the Hall of Mirrors and noticed that the door was slightly open. I closed it and carried on through the playground. The only strange thing about the whole episode was how quiet the Hall of Mirrors doors was. It normally lets out a loud creak when you move it. I think that's part of the attraction, you know? It's the crime scene, and the door makes a large creak. I wonder why the door didn't creak that evening, and why would it be open? Right? Something about the fairground. So you work as a clown at this fairground? How long have you been here? Long time. Too long, in fact. I don't really like the way things are going around here. I've no idea why I haven't left for good. I was appalled when the boss hired Hugh Everton to look after the funhouse. Not only was he useless at his job, he was nearly completely deaf with old age. It's just not practical. Still, no one deserves, well, you know, warming up to him a little bit. Well, you know, he was deaf with old age and not very good at his job. This could be important information. Do you get on with the rest of the staff? That'd be a bit of an exaggeration, I'm afraid. I don't mind Mandy and her uncle, but that Ricky, I'm a top-notch entertainer warrior character is just too much. He doesn't even like kids. What a joke. He doesn't take any pride in his work. Looks like Charles finds it hard to get on with Ricky War. He's the entertainer, I think. Also, who's Charles to talk about pride with that big hole in his costume? Maybe I should ask him about that. Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, why is there a big hole in your trousers? Surely you'd want to be a little neater than that, even if you are a clown. To be honest, I'd rather we didn't talk about this unfortunate condition of my frilly clown slacks. That's the first time anyone's ever said that, I bet. So there must be more to the story of his ripped clothing. Maybe I can find a clue that will get him to elaborate. Alright then, let's move left. Okay. Whoop. It's you again. You need to find your parents and go home, I'm afraid. I can't go just yet. You still need my help. I'm quite capable of carrying out this investigation without you, thanks. Oh, that map is really useful. Really? Have you managed to get into the funhouse yet? There's a small opening to the left of the main door. You can go through there. It'll lead into a small office where he used to work. Thanks, I guess. How do... She's gone. What a weird kid. I guess I'll try getting through that opening after I've checked out the scene of the crime. Right, well... Okay, that was confusing. Alright, so... Hoop game stall... So there's an opening. Yeah, right here. Right, well, I guess we should go ahead and check the scene of the murder first. It was a tight squeeze, but I got through. I hope there's something worthwhile in here. File binder. To-do list. Victim's to-do list. It's been added to with a green pen. Let me see. Location. Oh, clues are here. Okay. Been added to with green pen. It's different handwriting next to the third point. Fixed funhouse. The green note says, yeah, right. So, looking for someone with a green pen. The place is just as run down as everywhere else. Aha! Now, this has to be the murder weapon. And what's this? A brightly colored rag tied around the glass shard? 2 clues at once. This matches, the guy's pants. So this would place him at the crime scene, but why would he just wrap it around the grass shard like that? Doesn't look like there's anything else of note here. Alright. It's possible to see the Hall of Mirrors window through the window here. I can see that the light is on. Yeah, okay. Where's the exit? Okay, there we go. That's... It's a piece of cloth ripped from your clown costume. That's what. Sip coffee. Why do you... Look. Why do you have it? It was found wrapped around the murder weapon, I'm afraid. Look. Looks like your luck has just run out. Wait, I can explain. I got my costume from the wardrobe in the boss's office. He brings in the costumes when he comes into work and places them in the wardrobe. I arrived at the fairground just after lunch. I went in to get my costume and found that it had a hole in it. Besides, look at this rag. It's really not like me to damage my own clothes. It's covered in some black stuff. I suppose it would be pretty... Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, dude. Why don't you go and talk to the boss, Mr. Coils? He's normally in his office, just over in the corner of the fairground. Right. Okay. Nothing over here? Alright, let's go to the hoop game stall. And talk to this cute girl. Excuse me, miss. Do you work here? I'm pretty sure I do. The name's Mandy. Mandy Ferrier. Ferrier? Is that like terrier? I'm in charge of running this game stall. You seem a bit young to be working in a place like this, don't you think? You seem a bit young to be a private detective. Oh, are detectives only allowed to wear a hat when they reach a certain age? I'm older than I look, I'll have you know. You pass for mid-30s, dude. Could you tell me a little about yourself? I'm conducting an investigation to find out about last night's murder. Of course you are. Why else would you show up? Unless you're after some candy floss. Did you know it's actually bad for you? My powers of deduction do stretch that far, thanks. I'm not sure what to tell you. I worked here for a little while. I got a job through my uncle. The job is helping me pay for college, but it's a lot of fun too. I get to hand out toys to kids. Who doesn't want that? Wonder if her uncle is here at the fairground. These toys look really cheap. Maybe I should ask Mandy about them. You'd be certain, but I don't think it's possible to win that ring toss game. I'm not going to try my luck anyhow. Maybe. Wonder why there's so many books. I'll try asking Mandy about them, I suppose. Alright. Where were you last night? Could you tell me what you were doing last night? How could I forget, really? I was here late, like I normally am, just kicking about. Eventually I hear shouts coming from the Hall of Mirrors. And then Jerry, oh, that's the cleaner, he comes running over to me and starts telling me what happened. I helped him call the police. After they showed up, we were allowed to go home. So, you were one of the last people here last night. It seems that way, but I was here at my stall the whole time. I had things to do, you know. I wonder why Mandy stays late every night. I think I should have a... before I press her about it. Do you get on with the other staff here at the fairground? Oh yeah, the guys often argue amongst themselves, but I stay out of it. Charles the clown is a pretty hard guy to get on with, but he's got a good heart. I can't say I had a particular dislike for anyone, except, well, Jerry does get on my nerves, but he's sweet, I guess. I got on well with Hugh, although no one could deny he was pretty useless at his job. The funhouse was always in terrible state. Sometimes I'd try to help Hugh with repairs or ideas for improvement, but he'd never get anything done. I always figured the boss would replace them, but now look what's happened. Sounds like Mandy has an interest in the funhouse. I don't want to sound rude, but these toys look pretty cheap. I've never seen those characters anywhere before. What? You've never heard of Turquoise Bunny and his friend Ruby Rabbit? Stumbling over my words. What about everyone's favorite, the King of Scareflix? Or Jimmy the Striped Horse? He's quite a new one, actually. Oh, they're just for when I get bored. You know, it can get pretty quiet around here. There are an awful lot of them. Are you sure they're just for light reading? Yeah, I mean, why else would I need them? Not sure about this, but I can't help thinking about those books that has nothing to do with what Mandy was doing last night. She said she was, studying for college, right? When a character is hiding something, you must perform an eye contact interrogation to get the truth out of them. You control Grimoire's eyes movement with your mouse. Hold your cursor to the left of his face to look away from the suspect. As soon as they begin lying, you should tell it will be a white flash. Move your cursor to the right to look at them in the eye. If you get it right, you'll get the way to tell you the truth. Now move your cursor to the back and click start eye contact interrogation. Okay. Can you tell me why those books are all over your desk? What are you up to? Do you and a girl have a hobby? I don't see why you're getting so worked up. Okay. Is that simple? Kind of pointless, really, but at least it's trying. I'll give it that. Okay, you win. I'll tell you what I'm up to, since you seem so eager to know. I'm studying for my exams, and these are all my revision books. I need to bring them to the fairground because it's the only chance I get to go over them. Is that why you stayed late last night? That's right, I stay late most nights and use time alone to get some work done. My exams are in 2 weeks, and I'm totally unprepared. That makes sense. Why did you keep it from me, though? I'm not sure. I suppose I was worried you'd think I was weird, bringing my revision books to work like this. Don't worry, I don't think you're weird. Now I'm the one who's been caught lying. Either way, I'm pretty sure this clears up Mandy's alibi. I think I can believe her about this. Yeah. But you never know with these cute ones. Let's see. The place is a mess. There's no one here minding the stall. There's considerable space behind the table. It looks like there's no one there at the moment. What's this green marker pen doing here? I can't help feeling it's out of place. Might match the note we found. You can clearly see the Hall of Mirrors through the grubby little window. Hey there, kiddo, what's your name? It's Grimoire. Detective Grimoire. And I'm no kid, thank you very much. Sounds like somebody needs some candy floss. Did you lose your hat? Aw. I do not need any candy floss, and I did not lose my hat. Now, if you don't mind, I need to ask you about last night's murder. Hey, man, no need to shout. That I did not expect. Can that guy really be a kid's entertainer? Yeah, so I'm the entertainer here. I entertain kids and stuff. That's great. Ricky War, is it? That's it. What do you want, then? Well, not very entertained, that's for sure. A clown's red nose? I wonder what it's doing on the ground. All the mirror's light shining through the single window. Right. Alibi. Right then, I need to know everything you saw last night in as much detail as you manage, please. Tell me as much as you can while I drink more coffee. Yeah, I was here all evening. Nothing happened. You have to remember something. Think. I hope he does, or I'll be a little stuck. Well, I guess there was the one thing. Excellent. Please go on. I went home pretty late. On my way past here, I saw Hugh. Outside the Hall of Mirrors? Hugh? Yeah, he was heading inside, actually, mumbling something about leaving the light on. The light? Was it on last night? Yeah, I don't know why, though. Maybe that's why Hugh was going in, to switch it off. Did you notice anything else? I didn't see anything, not even. Well, see the oil by the door to the Hall of Mirrors? That wasn't there when Hugh went in last night. I see. Well, that's very helpful. Thanks, Ricky. Wait, there's one more thing. As I was walking away, I heard a loud squeaking noise. I guess it was probably the Hall of Mirrors door. Wow, you turned out to be useful after all. What? Mina, thanks again. So Hugh went into the Hall of Mirrors to turn off the light. The oil wasn't on the ground when he went in, and the door let out a screech when he opened it. What does it all mean? Is that it? Okay. So oil's been spilled right by the door of the Hall of Mirrors. Would oil be the black stuff that's on the rag? Can you tell me anything else about the fairground? I can't think of anything. We're all one big happy family. Yup, that's right. Is that so? Yeah, well, a few people thought Hugh was a waste of space, but he kinda was, like, the fun house is a tip. it's not really safe. I remember Ferrier always said she could do a better job of running it. You know anything about this? Might want to show that to Ringer. Clown? Yeah, probably. Didn't see anything else here is related to him. Alright, let's check out the crime scene. A mirror has been broken down to one side. The door into the hall is not visible in the now shattered reflection. There's some black marks in the ground. Looks like someone tried to wipe something away. There's some shards of glass on the floor. Don't seem to be very many. Seen on the floor. Understandable, really. So the door makes a large creak, and you can see the and when you go into the room, you can see your reflection in the mirror. Okay, I think I'm piecing something together here. Alright. Well, hello there, young man. Can I help you with something? As a matter of fact, you can. I assume you know all about the murder last night? I'm afraid to say I do. Such a terrible loss. One can barely comprehend it. One is gonna have to try. You're the mechanic, right? Peter Nubhat. Nubhat? Nubhat! Nubhat! Okay, that's wonderful. Peter Nubhat, at your service. I believe you've met my niece, Mandy. Your niece? Oh, yes, I have. Glad to hear it. I hope she was polite to you. Ha ha ha. So this is Mandy's uncle, a mechanic. I wonder if I can learn from him. So, if you don't mind me asking, where were you last night? Now, let's think about that. For most of the evening, I was fixing the back of the funhouse, as always. Haha. But I remember leaving relatively early. Thinking upon it now, I'm quite glad that I did. Did you see or hear anything suspicious last night? Anything at all? Well, I did catch a glimpse of young Ricky and Charles arguing right over there by the Hall of Mirrors. The entertainer and the clown? Ricky and Charles were arguing outside the Hall of Mirrors last night. What about? I'm not normally one for eavesdropping, of course, but I think it was something to do with being popular with the children. And something about a red nose. I can't remember much else. Maybe you should ask them. We'll go back and ask Ricky and Charles about that. Might be important. Okay? Have you worked here long? Oh yes, a very long time. I've seen many staff members come and go, but Gary normally knows how to run things. Gary? Who's that? Gary Coles, our boss. You'll probably find him in his office. Yes, he's usually capable of making the right decisions. Excuse me. But not always. Oh, haha. Is anyone? Does he want me to answer? Oh, good. He looked away. I'm not good at rhetorical questions. How well do you get on with the rest of the staff? As well as could be expected, apart from... I've been known to argue with Charles on a couple of occasions. But most of the people here are guilty of that. He's so difficult sometimes. Sounds like Pete doesn't have much love for Charles, the clown. So you like the way things are run around here? Most of the time, yes, I think I could say that. I'm not the only one who think that the funhouse has seen better days. You've never really enjoyed his job, I don't think. You've let the funhouse fall into a state of disarray? Yes, I'm afraid so. My niece Mandy often complains of it to me. I tell her not to cause trouble, but I know she could do a better job any day. So Pete knows of his niece's desire to run the funhouse. I'm a little bit suspicious. Let's see. Oil must have dripped off the roof. Pretty sure it's been there for quite a while. Why would there be oil on the roof? How much else? Let's go. Okay. Let's see. Anything in the bathroom we should know about? There's a drawing depicting Hugh getting hit by lightning. It's been drawn in green pen. There's an argument written on the wall about clowns. It seems to be written by two different people. Yep. Hey, hold on a second. Now what are these doing here? Find a pair of blue wire cutters in the bin. Are you Jerry Spears? The police tell me you were the one to discover the murder last night. You got it. That was pretty scary stuff, I tell you. I can imagine. You're the cleaner here at the fairground, am I correct? I don't know why they call them cleaner, call it janitor. And why entertainer would call him mascot, just makes it easier to remember who's who. I prefer the term refuge engineer, actually. Sure, I'm sorry. You look quite young to be working here. Too young to be working on a fun fair? Most of the guys here are too old, that's what I say. Yeah, I'm the youngest person here, but being young has its perks, you know? Cleaner or not, I have a feeling this guy is going to have some important information on him. Obviously, I'll need you to recount the events of last night. You're an important witness. Don't worry, man. I've been going over this in my head since last night. I haven't forgotten a single detail. I'll bet. I stayed pretty late. I was cleaning up around here all evening. Eventually, I went around the whole fairground to give it a final clean. That's when I went into the Hall of Mirrors and found Hugh. You weren't the last person here, though, right? That's right. Mandy was still here, working away, so I ran to find her. We called the police, and as soon as they arrived, after we gave our statements, we were allowed to leave. And that's it? Yeah. Why, did I forget something? Did he? Okay. Okay, I don't really have any discrepancies in the story that I can think of. So, you normally stay around the food court? Naturally. This is the area that needs the most cleaning. Did you notice anything else yesterday? Seems like you'd have a pretty good view from here. Good view? You bet. I did notice a couple of things. I got here real early, you see, before the boss. I saw Pete coming from the direction of the office in the morning. He put something in that bin there. And then went into the toilet cubicle. Is that right? I bet he probably scribbled some stupid message on the wall in there. People are always using it as a message board. Ugh, something to suck up my throat. Honestly, it's just extra work for me, you know? Sounds like I need to check out that bin and the toilet cubicle. Way ahead of you. The fun fair is so run down. How has it not been shut down by health inspectors? I get that a lot. Why have they even employed a cleaner? Why have they even employed a cleaner, you're thinking? Apparently, the abandoned look is very popular with the kids these days. We create everything to look old and rusted and dirty, but in fact, it's all incredibly clean. The table behind me is only a couple days old. That's actually kind of cool, actually. I'd like to see a fair like that. Hold on, how do you tell when things really do get dirty? Well, you see, I guess I have no idea. It makes my job easier, don't you think? More time to take in the sights. The sights? What do you mean by the sights? Oh, well, trees and birds and whatnot, stuff like that. I haven't noticed a single tree or bird since I've been here. I think Jerry's hiding something. I love this part. Alright. What is it you love to stare at all day? Or should I just take a guess? I just sort of gone into my own little world. I'm only a kid. That's what we do. I think it's something a little more specific than that. Like what? Like Mandy Ferrier. What? Why her? What's so special about... Okay, I can't. I give in. I can't help myself. She's so perfect. Can you blame me? No. No, I'm with you on that one, man. You stay in the food court so you can stare at Mandy all day? Don't you think that's a little creepy? I bet I'm the least creepy person you've spoken to here at the fairground. He's not wrong. Don't judge me so harshly. Don't worry, kid. I won't say anything. Still, maybe you should get a hobby or something. Don't worry, kid. I feel so old. Anyways, Jerry, creepy as he is, wasn't lying about that. I guess he's only young. Wonder what Mandy thinks of him. Alright, so here's the boss man. How'd you get in here? This is a staff-only area. I just sort of knocked, and you opened the door for me? Do you not remember? Yeah, it happened during the transition. Yes, I remember now. You're the local inspector come to sort out this mess, right? I prefer detective, actually. And yes, that's right. My mistake. I was led to believe detectives wore hats. That's all. I don't like this guy already. I'm Gary Coils. I run this fairground. Probably not for much longer with the way things are going. Murder in my very own grounds. I can imagine it must be difficult times, but that's where I come in, you see. I'm wondering how helpful this guy is really gonna be. Still, it's my job to try. Alright, let's take a look around. There's a wardrobe here which holds the cost for use in the fairgrounds. Fire providing part of the water has been cut. Oh yeah, it's been cut. Okay. Real mess, I wonder why. Gonna ask Miss Close about that. There's no green pin in those set of pens. The pot looks like it has been knocked over. The count on the wall says get home early on last night's entry. Maybe I should ask Mr. Coles about this. Anything else of note? Not that my cursor can pick up. Alright. Would you mind explaining to me what you were doing yesterday evening? Yesterday? Why, oh yes, the murder. I had quite forgotten. I remember myself being annoyed yesterday. Quite dehydrated, yes. I remember coming in shortly before lunch and putting the various costumes into the wardrobe like usual. So Coils brings in the costume himself when he arrived shortly before lunch. Which didn't, the clown Charles say he came in just after lunch? Anyways, it was quite hot out, you see. My office gets awfully stuffy in the sun and I couldn't find any way to cool down. That's, well, all important, I suppose. When did you leave in the evening? I always stay later than everyone else and go over the fairground for a final check before I leave. Well, I normally do. I think I did last night. I don't see why I wouldn't. There was nothing special going on. Sounds like Coles is unsure when maybe there's a clue in here somewhere that can help me get the truth out of it. He's got the calendar marked. It's like I said, I normally stay late and give the fairground a final check before I go home. But this calendar is clearly reminding you to go home early, last night. Did you or did you not leave early last night? Well, you know, a bit of both. Coils is definitely hiding something from me. Time to get the truth. You told me you normally give the fairground a final check before you go home? I think something was luring you away from the fairground early last night. Would you mind telling me what? I don't know, I've never been very good at timekeeping. As far as I can remember, I don't leave particularly early. Drag me away like that. Not gonna read those out each time. I mean, nothing. Except, maybe, well, spill it. Okay, I'll admit, I rushed home early last night to watch the Star Explorer all-night marathon on Channel 18. I'm sorry. You... what? I was wrong, I know. I just couldn't let a viewing opportunity like that pass me by. My fellow explorers would laugh at me. Well, I suppose you've, learned your lesson. This guy's a little weird, but he's not lying about this. Not for a second. Alright. Have you been the manager of the fairground long? Drink coffee. As long as I can remember, to be honest. So, about 5 minutes then? Oh, that was good. I take great pride in ensuring a safe environment for all my staff and all my public. Some of the staff have been urging me to get rid of Hugh for a while. Did you know he was nearly completely deaf? I didn't, actually. Who was trying to get rid of Hugh, then? No, I think Charles told us that, didn't he? Well, neither Charles nor Pete particularly loved him. He caused more problems than he solved, that's for sure. Oh, Pete? Doesn't sound like Hugh was very popular around here, but who was it that finally decided to get rid of him? Right? I noticed your office was in a bit of a mess. I mean, you're standing in it right now. Doesn't particularly surprise me, but there's no harm in asking, right? Yes, well, I can assure you I keep this office perfectly tidy under normal circumstances. I haven't really had the time to clear up recently. So the mess is your fault? Well, who else would it be? There is one thing. My favorite green pen has gone missing from the pot on my desk. It probably got lost in the mess somewhere, but I noticed it disappeared from my room quite suddenly yesterday. After I came back from lunch, I think. So was someone here during the time Coles went to lunch? You told me you couldn't find a way to cool down yesterday. What about the water cooler over there? You're quite right, of course. The water cooler you refer was in fact broken when I came into work yesterday. Not knowing much about these things myself, I called in Pete, our mechanic, to fix it. I think that was around lunchtime. So, came in before lunch, water cooler was broken, so he had Pete fix it around that time, and just after that moment, Charles showed up. Okay. I let him get on with it when I went to lunch. You left him in here alone? Did he fix it? Come to think of it, he didn't. I really should press him on that. I didn't see him again that day, actually. He wasn't here alone while Close went to lunch. Do you recognize this pen? Hey, that's my pen. Went missing last night. It should be with the others on the desk. Hold on. It's nearly run out. Someone has been using it. Definitely. What about these wire cutters? I haven't got everyone to spare help me with that, sorry. Okay. I guess it means he's got nothing to say. Yeah, that's the pot with the missing pen. I need all primary and secondary colors, damn it. Did you find that in the bin? If I'm not mistaken, that's the exact same that Pete put in there yesterday morning. He came to the office. Maybe he borrowed them off the boss? Alright. For now, we just need to get in the last questions and ask people about clues. Alright, Pete, you recognize these? I don't think I've ever seen those before. They're a little dirty. Where on earth did you find them? In the bin, actually, by the food court. Well, I suppose that explains why they're dirty. It doesn't take a genius to see that Pete is avoiding the obvious here. Wire cutters might prevent their from coming from your tool belt. What do you think? Well, they couldn't have fallen off any tool belt. They're not even the right color. Nope, did I do it too slow? Okay, just try again. Mr. Nubhat. They're exactly the same as all the tools on your belt. There's even one space empty. Yep. Oh well, I suppose you're right, haha. They must have fallen off my belt when I was having lunch, and someone found them and put them in the bin. But you weren't having lunch. You were in the boss's office. At all. Still, seems like all that's going to say. So we've got a broken alibi here. Your Cole should really take greater care of his belongings. So you're sure you get on with everyone here at the fairground? Yeah, I just kind of keep to myself, actually. I'm not thoroughly convinced. Pete told me he saw you and Charles arguing outside the Hall of Mirrors last night. Can you explain yourself? I don't see what... I don't really argue much. He's holding back. I should push him. Yep. You, a suspect, were seen arguing outside the scene of the crime with Charles, another suspect on the eating and murder. You're going to have to tell me what this is about. Ugh. That's not an answer. I don't see what... Ugh. There we go. You're lying. I'm certain you don't get on with Charles at all. Hey man, no need to shout, like I said. Tell me the truth then. Right, well, I don't get on with Charles. We do argue. It's always the same. The kids make fun of him and so on. He gets annoyed, tries to take it out on me. Nothing ever comes of it. Nothing. Well, I suppose that clears it up. I'm beginning to think that this argument was a red herring. Someone is trying to distract me. Should maybe ask the boss about the drawings, the note? Maybe not. Wait, no, I want to travel. Wait, I could just use the map. Hold on. He was always writing to-do lists and then never doing them. Yeah. What's that side note? Looks like it was written with my favorite green pen. As was this. Nope. Okay. Okay. No, thought there'd be more inside now. Hello, Mandy. Got one more question for you. I spoke to your uncle, Peter Nubhat. You could have told me that the mechanic was your uncle. Did I not mention that? I don't really think anything of it, I guess. Uncle Pete's a good guy. He works hard. Sometimes a little too hard, I think. This belonged to Uncle Peter. I know because I bought him the complete set for his birthday last year. What were Pete's water? What was he using them for? Alright. I don't think we're gonna get anything more out of you. Alright, Charles. Tell me about your argument. Peter Nubhat told me that he saw you and Ricky arguing outside the Hall of Mirrors last night. This sounds like a serious matter. Would you mind telling me what it's all about? Ricky and I are always arguing. It's no big deal, really. He's just the argumentative type. You're better off grilling him about this. Maybe I should ask Ricky about this. Right. Is this your nose? I don't know what that is, I'm afraid. I'm not so sure about this. This red nose was found outside the crime scene. There's only one guy around here with a red nose, and it's not Rudolph, if you catch my drift. Okay, so it's a red nose, but I have no idea how it got there, honestly. I'm almost certain Charles is holding something back. Why? This red nose was found outside the scene of the crime. Could you tell me why it was lying on the ground instead of on your face? You're getting on my nerves, you know? Shoving stuff in my face like that. Besides, I never lose my red nose. Alright, I'll tell you why I was lying on the ground. If you really must know. Success. It didn't fall off my face. In fact, it was pulled off yesterday by some of the kids that came to the fairground. They were making fun of me and I was just trying to keep my cool. Are you happy now? It's not the sort of thing you'd happily make up. I think I can believe Charles on this one. So, we can... Yeah, he's ruled out. Everyone's ruled out, except for Pete. He's got motive. He's got opportunity. Yeah, let's go back to the Hall of Mirrors. So I think I can piece this together. Alright. So, he left the light on. The victim came in to investigate. Because of the broken mirror, he couldn't see the door behind him, which is how Hughes was able to sneak in. The door creaks loudly, so he must have oiled it to keep it quiet. He then planted evidence on the murder weapon to try and frame Charles. That's what I'm thinking. Everything else adds up. Anything else we missed? Yep. I think we're good. Let's do this. Hey, looks like you've got your suspect. Are you ready to give your final conclusion? Let's do it. Pete Nubhat. What was the murder weapon? The first thing Pete did was cut the wire for Cole's watercolor. He left his wire cutters in the bin outside. His first mistake. But why would Peter cut the watercolor? Because Peter would have ball, he need to test so he'd be called in to fix it. So he would be called in to fix it. Coils then arrives, bringing with him the costumes for the day. He notices that the watercolor is broken and calls in Pete to fix it during lunch. Pete goes in the office and takes the green pen from the desk and rips a section of Charles' costume. He eventually uses the pen to draw a picture. Green marker where? In the toilet cubicle. Got it. By this time, Charles has arrived. He goes in the office and takes his ripped clown costume from the cupboard. Later, Pete visits the Hall of Mirrors to smash the mirror. He takes the largest shard that falls and wraps it up in Charles' rag. Why did he wrap the glass shard into a rag? So lose its Before leaving, he leaves on the main light. He then hides in the empty game stall where he accidentally leaves behind the green marker. Hugh sees the Hall of Mirrors light through the window in his office. As he goes to turn the light off, the door lets out a loud squeak. So how did the oil end up outside the Hall of Mirrors? Did he oil the door before going in? Pete follows, but it's not to attract any unwanted attention. He hastily oils the door, to silence it, before entering, causing a spillage by the door. Hugh has been distracted by the broken mirror, but cannot see behind him, for the mirror is cracked down the side that would normally reflect the door. Where did the black smears through the hall come from? Try blower. Another. Veneer Pete left there on purpose. Pete or oil to create the smears. Pete stabs Hughes in the back with the glass shard. On his way out, he notices he has spilt more oil on the floor. He hastily wipes it up with Charles' rag. Before making his exit, Pete hides the murder weapon, along with the oily rag behind a frame in Hughes' very own office. Alright, Grimoire, what was Pete's motive for murder? He wanted to frame He wanted Manny to run the funhouse. What? I had that. Okay, so we're going to fix it. I thought I had that right. Okay, hold on. Toilet cubicle. Can I not have a skip button for this section? Oh, okay. Come on. Making a pizza. The murder woman will blow the red one. Okay. What was Pete's motive for war? Wanted a minute to run the phone. He hated having to fix the phone now. Okay, yeah, all of the above. Yep. There we go. Celebratory coffee drink. Vote for your favorite dancer in the comments. Definitely going with Charles. But Ricky comes close. Alright. That was Detective Grimoire. Till next time, folks. Safety and peace out.